Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my prediction video for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 12. So, just a quick reminder for those of you that might be new or haven't watched my videos very much or don't know about the rules when it comes to spoilers. This is a non-spoiler channel, meaning that if there's been, previews that have been released, I mean, that's not a spoiler, that's an official release thing, or if an actor makes a statement like, for example, if Norman Reedus says he dies next episode of The Walking Dead, he just says that publicly. Obviously, I would make I would make videos about that. That would not be a spoiler. But if it's, people sneaking around in the dark, filming or trying to take pictures of the set and leak things, or, information getting leaked, like leaks, basically, just like any type of leaks. Those are spoilers, and we don't cover those on this channel. And I know that for this upcoming episode 12 of Season 9, I know that there are some spoilers surfing around on the internet. I have not looked at them. I am not going to look at them. This is a non-spoiler channel. I have no idea what's going to happen in this episode other than what previews have shown, like Henry goes out to search for Lydia, and we finally meet Beta, and Daryl and Connie go looking for Henry, stuff like that. I mean, that's been shown in previews, so those aren't spoilers. But I'm going to block comments because I know that there's probably going to be someone that's just going to take information that's been revealed on the internet about the episode that's been leaked and then just post it in the comments without a care in the world. And I don't have a lot of mods or anything right now, so it's up to me to try to prevent that from happening. So I'm just going to block comments. For those of you that want to speculate along with me, I apologize, but I could also be doing you a favor, because someone could post all the spoilers while I'm sleeping, and I won't see that they've posted them until I get up, and by then they could have been on the video for 8 hours. So by blocking comments, I'm preventing that from happening. So it's unfortunate. It's just kind of a necessary evil. I mean, I do want to make a video about my predictions for the episode, and I would like to have comments, but, Walking Dead spoilers, they're like a plague. So I gotta take preventive measures, not just for myself, but primarily for you guys, because this is a non-spoiler community. I don't want the community to get spoiled. So yeah, blocking comments. Anyway, moving on. As far as this episode goes, for one thing, I don't think there's going to be a significant major death. I know some people are speculating that Henry could die. I personally don't think so. I just think, I think that, I mean, they already killed off Carl, last season, and they kind of replaced him with Henry. I mean, they're literally giving Carl's comic story with him falling in love with Lydia and him going after Lydia. They're giving all that comic story to Henry. So why kill the character you killed Carl, and then you're giving Carl's comic material to Henry, and then you're going to kill Henry? I mean, that just doesn't sound right. I don't know about you guys, but that just doesn't sound right. Like, why even bother in the first place? I mean, Carl's a big part of the future of the comics. He's still alive and everything. So I think they're going to pretty much keep Henry around. I kind of like him. I wasn't sure about the actor. I think his name is Matt Lintz. I wasn't really sure about him in the first few episodes, but he's grown on me. He's really grown on me. I think he's a lot better than Chandler Riggs. Some people are just annoyed with him because he doesn't make a lot of facial expressions, but I think he does a lot with his voice and his eyes, and I think he's actually a pretty expressive actor. And I think he's just. I think we just need to give him more time. If he needs to make it to season 10, he needs to make it to season 11. If someone gets killed off, like Ezekiel or something, let's give him a chance with that. Like, when someone major dies and Henry is really upset, like, if he's still really stoic and he's not doing a good job, fine. But I don't think that it's that he's not emotional. I think he does have a lot of emotions in his acting. He's just he's just kind of unique. He's got his own style, and I think it works. I mean, he's supposed to. I think he's 17 in real life, but even if he's not, I think he's playing a 17-year-old. I mean, that shit's rough. Do you guys remember being 17? I mean, I think I mean, it's just you're confused, you're frustrated all the time. Yeah, I think he's pulling it off. And some people are mad at the character for going after Lydia when the Whisperers were pretty much just walking away and minding their own business, and now this will cause the conflict. But I mean, why blame Henry? What about Alpha? Blame Alpha. If Alpha kills someone, it's Alpha's fault. If the Whisperers kill someone, it's the Whisperers' fault. They already killed Jesus. Henry just wants to rescue his girlfriend that's been abused for years and years, and is going to continue to be abused unless he tries to rescue her or help her. I mean, his intentions are somewhat admirable, and I mean, yeah, if the Whisperers start killing characters, I mean, why does that have to be Henry's fault? Why can't that be the Whisperers' fault? The Whisperers are the ones that are doing it. I don't think it's going to be like when Rick got Abraham and Glenn killed. And by the way, I don't see a lot of people hating on Rick when Rick literally got Abraham and Glenn killed. Rick being all cocky for season 6. I'm one of those people that thought that they overdid it when it came to Rick being cocky in season 6. They just went out of their way. The writers went out of their way in season 6 to make Rick just this arrogant asshole that wasn't going to listen to anyone besides himself. Like, it was just so forced. And I remember the whole time thinking, oh, he's going to get someone I like killed. He's going to get someone I like killed, because it was just so obvious. Plus, there's the comic material. But even then, I just felt like they were really shoving it in our faces that Rick wasn't listening to anyone. And he went to that community and slaughtered the saviors. And Negan did what he thought was a reasonable thing, which is only kill one person. And then Daryl made him kill a second. But, I mean, with Henry's just trying to rescue his girlfriend. Henry's not trying to kill anyone. So, I mean, if you guys are blaming Henry for causing conflict with the Whisperers, then why aren't you blaming Rick for causing Abraham and Glenn's death? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I pretty much like Henry, and I like Henry's actor, and I don't think he's going to die. I really don't. He might die a few seasons from now. I'm hoping he really gets a chance to develop as a character and grow as a character. And yeah, I think he's safe. I know in the preview they made it look like Alpha is going to try to get Lydia to kill Henry, but I don't think Lydia is going to go through with it. And I think it's possible. I mean, we know that Daryl, Connie, and Dog, Daryl, Connie, and Dog, they are going out looking for Henry. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up rescuing Henry. I could see that happening. So as far as deaths go, I don't think anyone's going to die. I think this episode's just going to be. I mean, we're going to meet Beta. We know at some point that there's going to be a fight between Daryl and Beta, and Daryl's going to have 2 knives, and Beta's going to take Daryl's knives because, he just has to. Beta has 2 knives in the comics. We see in the preview that Daryl has 2 knives and he's fighting Beta. The only logical explanation is that Beta steals the knives from Daryl, similar to how Dwight started having the crossbow from the comics because he took it from Daryl. I don't know why the writers keep doing that, but they keep doing that. But yeah, as far as major deaths go, keep in mind, I know there hasn't been a major death since episode 8 with Jesus dying, and that at this point, that's 4 episodes ago. And usually, once you've gone 4 or 5 episodes without a major death, you know that there's going to be one coming up. But keep in mind, there's the whole thing from the comics where 12 characters get decapitated by the Whisperers and their heads get put on spikes. And that's going to be in episode 15. That's 12 characters. I think it'll be 12. I think it'll be 12 characters. Like the comics, it'll be 12 characters. There's enough main characters and minor characters. There's like 5 communities at this point. You could just have a couple from each one, and then boom, you got 12, 2 or 3 from each one, and you got 12 characters. There's a lot of minor characters, at this point. There's a shitload of minor recurring characters, and this could be a good way to trim them, to kind of trim the fat. not necessarily trim the fat, just like trim the cast of characters that are starting to get really big. Because this is a show that basically kills everyone, you know. So, you know, if you have 100 different characters, it might be time to have a bunch of them die at one point, and that's where the 12 heads on spikes come in. It's a big moment from the comics, and it's going to happen in episode 15 of this season. So I think that we might not get a major death until episode 15. We don't need a major death until episode 15. You know, Jesus was bad enough. There's some people that think that you didn't really need to kill off Jesus in the first place. But now that they've done it, they really don't need to kill off anyone else until the head's on spikes. I think that, you know, it's just, we're going to get like character development and build up and set up, and then, you know, boom, you know, it's gonna be like, it's gonna hit everyone like a ton of bricks. You know, the heads on spikes is gonna be just this massive thing that happens. All these characters dying. Not dying, but all of them already being dead because their walker heads are on sticks. And it all happens in one scene. It all happens at once. And it just shocks the survivors, you know. That's all you need. You don't need a death in this episode. You don't need a death in episode 13 or episode 14. If 12 characters' heads are on spikes in episode 15, then yeah, we don't really need another major death until then. You know, Jesus is enough. Plus, episode 14 is going to be the flashback episode. We might get some deaths in like flashbacks or something because there's some missing characters like Eduardo, Cindy, the entire Oceanside people, Beatrice. So we could have some deaths in the flashback episode. So yeah, we really don't need a major death in this episode. So if you're expecting that, you might be disappointed. I think this episode is just going to be dedicated to developing the Whisperers further, developing Alpha and Lydia and Henry further, introducing Beta. You know, we're going to have a few scenes of Daryl and Connie because they're looking for Henry. We're going to have a few scenes of Alpha and Lydia's relationship. I mean, keep in mind, we haven't really seen a lot of Alpha and Lydia's mother-daughter relationship. We've just seen Lydia mostly talk about it. And, you know, we had the flashbacks, but that was it. So I think we're gonna have some character development for Alpha, and like I said, Beta is gonna be awesome as fuck. Ryan Hurst, man, oh man, can't wait. But I think this is just going to be not a filler episode, but just sort of an episode that sets things up and develops the characters and develops the Whisperers. Because the Whisperers do need more character development. I mean, when you think about it, Alpha's still pretty much just been introduced. Beta hasn't been introduced yet. And we haven't really seen Lydia as a Whisperer. We saw her right when she got introduced, and she was wearing the mask and everything. But after that, you know, she was a prisoner. And then now we're going to see her among the Whisperers. You know, we're going to see scenes with her and Alpha and see their relationship. And we're going to see Beta and Alpha's relationship. And like I said, you know, we know that we're going to have a Daryl Beta fight scene at some point. This could be the episode where that happens. And maybe we get to see what's going on at Alexandria. Maybe we get to see what's going on with Judith, with Michonne, with Aaron, with Negan. You know, this episode could go back and forth like Game of Thrones goes back and forth between, you know, different environments and different groups of characters and showing what they're up to. Or it could just be entirely, actually, now that I think about it, I mean, there was a little scene in the trailer for this episode where Gabriel's arguing with Michonne, so it's pretty definite that we're going to see Alexandria. And we haven't seen Alexandria in 2 episodes now, so that makes sense. So yeah, I totally think that we're gonna be seeing Alexandria and Michonne and Negan and Aaron and Gabriel and Judith and see what they're all up to, most likely. And we're going to see Daryl and Connie looking for Henry. You know, Daryl and Connie's relationship, their friendship, whatever it is, romantic, you know, friends, whatever. But their dynamic, let's just say that, their dynamic is going to be developed. You know, Alpha and Lydia's mother-daughter relationship will be developed. Daryl and Beta might have that fight. You know, Henry's probably going to almost die and be rescued at the last second. So honestly, there's plenty of material for this episode without anyone getting killed. So I think this episode's just going to be developing characters and setting up the plot for the last 4 episodes of the season. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. So don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I am not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day. So please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 387 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 400 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts. Every bit of support matters and is very, very appreciated. So hopefully we can get to that goal of 400. We're getting pretty close. Can't wait for that. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.